Welcome to Baseball, DraftMasters Fantasy League podcast. I'm Dan O'Day. That's Steve Romano. Hey, Steve.
How's it going, Dan?
It's going good, Steve, because you know what? I'm excited. 2026, baseball has started, and there's nothing better.
No, I everything's better for me when it's baseball season. You got stuff happening at 10 a.m. on a Wednesday, 4 p.m. on a Thursday, 7 p.m. on a Saturday. It's just a good time to be a baseball fan.
Absolutely. I love it. I love everything seems right when baseball's being played. And this was our 19th year of the DraftMasters auction draft league, where we have now met up in person 17 years. And
Yeah.
it was a very exciting draft.
Oh, yeah, it was. You know, going this year, I had noticed from the auction, and we have a keeper thing, inflation, $5 for the first few years, $10 thereafter. So there were a few players who were starting to get spendy over the past year or two, definitely this past year. And they were pricing themselves out of being keepers, really. And it seemed to me a lot of the keepers this year were on the low end of like upside cheap keepers.
Right.
And and because of that, a lot of us had money to spend at the draft, at the auction.
We did. I myself kept three or four people at $1. I mean $6. They were $1 plus five, $6 going into the draft. And I had the most money. I was $203 at the draft. And I spent big in a couple places. But like you were bringing up earlier before we started recording, our league is a league of big spenders, as you called it, the stars and scrubs.
Yeah, I mean, that's a strategy or a theory or philosophy of fantasy where you spend a lot on the stars and then not much on everybody else. So stars tend to get overpaid for, and then you can find diamonds in the rough for cheap late because just nobody has any money left to outbid you. But because everybody had money this year, like even for me, I remember when I just decided on my keepers, I was like, wow, I got $185 left. I'm feeling pretty good about this. And I think I had the fifth or sixth most money. Like there were four or five teams ahead of me with more money,
There were
and that kind of bummed me out when I saw that.
only one team didn't have a lot. I think Mike only had a little over 100
Mike, who is coming off back-to-back championships,
back-to-back
and
championships.
yeah, back-to-back, and he's still keeping some good guys. I
Yeah,
mean,
absolutely. And then he
he's
spent some money keeping them, and he
yeah,
had a good draft with that little money. I was impressed.
yeah, better than I would have expected for sure.
Absolutely. Well,
Which
yeah,
which reminds me, like I even mentioned at the draft because there was a few years ago, Zach had like some of the least money that particular year, like 113 or something, whereas Mike only had 100 this year. But Zach still came out and got like a $40 player, and I was like, most of us in the room were like, "What are you doing? How are you spending $40 on a player? You only got 113 guys dollars left." Mike just upped all of that. Like he just went beyond that, and he was still active in the bidding. It was kind of impressive.
yeah. He did a good job. You got to have that strategy if you don't have a little money. And having more money this year, I definitely had a different strategy. So let's get into it's a 10-team Roto League auction draft. You get six keepers at the max. You can keep less if you want. And we're gonna get right into the draft. First person nominated was Scooble, who went for $42 to Zach.
Wow, school right out of the gate, huh?
I like it. You did that last year with Schwarber as the second nomination, and I got it for 18. So sometimes it can pay off. 42 seems about right for Scooble.
It does seem about right. Plus, Zach had him last year, and
Yeah,
I think he could have kept him for 43, maybe, or maybe it was even 42.
it was probably very similar. So he came in about even. The first few ones are very big numbers. Lindor went second. He went for $27 to Eddie. That seems a little high, but about right, I'd say, really. No, that's
Yeah,
about
I
right.
can't. Yeah, I actually had Lindor for a little higher than that.
31 or
So that was
something.
yeah, but it was pretty good. And he's always been Eddie's one of Eddie's guys. So it was kind of nice to see Eddie get him back.
Absolutely, and I think he's pretty dependable. Then Soto, back-to-back picks by Eddie. Soto, Eddie went up to $59.
$59. Yeah, I see that. Now, an- another thing too with my sheet, the way I've been doing it for several years now, um, and it's kind of since I started being better. I mean, I've been doing this for like 18 years, 19 years. First 8 years or so, I wasn't that great. I switched my format. I've been better, but I'm always adjusting because I know how crazy our bidding is in this league, and I know how
Crazy.
much. So when I'm setting the parameters, I have a subscription service and I'm putting in my league parameters. I run the report multi times because I'm like, nope, no way. I That's not expensive enough. Okay, let me put on position scarcity on this position and maybe this position too. And okay, and I'm going to change the percentage spent on offense here. Nope, I'm going to lower it. You know, I'm going to force positions, which makes you spend money on catchers and relief pitchers. And when I finally get it, I'm like, okay, yeah, that looks like the type of crazy bidding that would happen in my league. That's when I build my spreadsheet. And our crazy bidding went even beyond my spreadsheet.
Yeah, it's crazy. 59 from Soto. Real quick, you have the information at hand. Who was the second to last pick and for Scooble?
For
Who
Scooble,
who
the
came in at
last
41?
Eddie. Eddie
Wow,
came
that
in
would
at
have been three in
41.
a row for Eddie. Who came in second for Lindor?
Who came in second for Lindor? Oh, where is he? Lindor. It was Tom.
Tom. And then Soto at 59. Who took Eddie to 59? Who said 58? And Eddie was like, oh, man.
Zach.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. Now, and also
Crazy.
too, for all of those now, Scooble, believe it or not, my sheet has him as a deal. It had him because I had him at 52,
I
and
think
he went
52
at
is too high. I think 42 is about right. 45 or so. Lindor, like you said, pretty much a value pick. Soto, though, at 59, I mean, that's a little
my sheet
high.
had him at yeah, my sheet had Soto at 47.
Yeah, I was about to say high 40s, even low 50s for our league. But at the same time, as you know, I think you got to get your guy. That's my new thought nowadays. And you go get your
Yeah,
guy. Don't worry about the money. If you got it, spend it. Gilbert,
and
what next? Go ahead.
there's you have to have talent to win,
You
right?
have
I mean, let's
exactly
face it.
right, and I'll get to that
You
later on when we get to some of my picks. What I was thinking, that's exactly right. You have to have talent to win, and if you just sit there and miss out, and I've done this in certain years,
Yeah, me too.
there's nobody left. You're like, there's nobody left. I mean, there's players left, and they're all good, but there's no
Even
talent.
even if you build an entire team where you get $5 more value than you expected from everybody, if you have nobody giving you 35 plus value, then it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't really matter. You're exactly right. And the high bidding in the first round continues. Gilbert for 27 seems about right, I think.
Yeah, it was about right, and I wanted him, but
Ooh, did you bid 26?
no, Hunter bid 26.
Wow. It's funny because Hunter then now gets the next two players. So Hunter took G to 27. Garrett got Gilbert. Vladdy
Yeah,
then. Vladdy for 36 seems to me to be a good deal. I mean, it's a pretty right on, maybe even a little low. No?
my sheet had him at 31.
Really? I think 35, 36 makes sense, especially for our league. Who bids 35?
Tom,
Wow.
Tom bid 35.
Tom
Yeah,
coming in second a couple times. Then Hunter back to back gets. Ryan was nominated. He went up to $15. Hunter got him.
who Joe in the pitcher?
Ryan, yeah.
Yeah, yep. Hunter got him for 15, and now I nominated him because I wasn't interested, but I know he's good and definitely worth spending money on. Now, just for the record, my sheet has him as 26. I
I
mean,
I don't think he's worth 26. I think 15 is a good deal. I would see him going for 19 to 20 or so. Um, and the logic you just brought up about nominating people who you know are good, but for whatever reason you don't want them,
yeah.
is solid, and we all do it. Riley went next for Zach for 20, and I think that's a really good deal, possibly.
My sheet was super low on Austin Riley.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
I think he's worth 25 or more if he's healthy, but 20 is not a bad deal. What did your sheet have him as?
10.
What?
Yeah.
That's
You were
crazy.
second. You took Zach to 20.
Yeah, I didn't want Riley. I must have just been bidding him up.
Yeah, I mean my sheet, yeah, whatever. I mean,
No, I was second. I'm just saying I didn't want him. I'm very surprised to hear that, which means I was just like bidding them up.
I do think there's like a 30% chance he could be what he once was.
That's what I'm
I
saying. I
mean,
think he's worth 20, 25, no doubt. Then Tatis went for $41 to Tom. How's your chart say about that? I don't use, the fancy stuff you
yeah, tell
use.
me what you think.
I think
Tell me what you think.
I just use a good old Dan. I think 41 seems right on. Your sheet probably has him at 38 to 42.
No, it fucking crushes him. It has him at 29.
What? Do you agree with that?
And and here's the thing, and just to space it too, it's actually saying it's projecting him for 102 runs, 75 ribby,
Only
28
75.
homers. Yeah, 28 homers and 26 RBI with a 269 average and an 828 OPS.
26 stolen
And
bases, you meant? Yeah.
yeah,
You said
sorry,
RBIs.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
28.
okay.
20,
So 41 is way high based on your. I think high 30s is probably more for him, but I could see him going for 41. I was willing. Who was second on Tatis?
me, I bid 40.
Wow. Even
He
though
was one
your
of the
sheet
guys.
has him at 29, there was one of those talent guys you wanted.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm looking at my list and there's only so many guys still available in the top 20. What, are you not going to get any of them? I mean, you got to overbid. I was willing to overbid like, 40%, 50% multiple times, and I
Yep.
kept getting outbid.
Yep, absolutely. I know, and that was you and I having some battles going on. So the first eight guys are 42, 27, 59, 27, 36, 15, 20, $41. A lot of money spent on that first eight guys. And then the catcher for Baltimore, how do you pronounce his name? Ruffman? Um,
Yeah, Rushman.
Rushman for
Zach got
$12.
his guy.
He wanted him, so that was a good get for Zach. And that's maybe a little high, but I think it's well worth it. He's one of the top catchers.
Yep.
Yelich for 12 to Mike. That could pay dividends.
Yeah, and actually, that's a perfect steal for Mike. I mean, he only had $100 to spend.
103,
You
I
know?
think. Yeah, that's a great example. What you were bringing up earlier. He has to take a different, approach to the draft, and there's a steal. Yelich, his stats last year are probably better than just $12. And if he just does
Oh,
that, he could do Yelich. He had a good year last year.
oh, absolutely. He could easily deliver. He could
20,
deliver. He could easily do $26, and he
absolutely.
quite possibly could give you $36.
And then Chris got involved. Baldy got Tucker for $53.
Tucker,
Who was
who
second?
so Soto was obviously the best hitter on the board,
Yeah.
and Tucker for me was the second best. I
Yep.
guess you could argue Tatis or something, but no, Tucker was the guy,
Yep.
and Chris got him for 53. Zach went to 52.
Wow. Yeah. I
And
mean, if Soto's going 59, Tucker 53 makes sense.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
my sheet had him at 28.
Wow.
To
Goodman
put
went
this in,
next. Goodman. Oh, yeah, 28? Really? Hold it.
and
Hold on.
also like
Back up.
my sheet had Soto at 47.
Yeah, but
Okay,
still, how could Tucker be that much
it had
less?
it had Tatis at 29 and Tucker at 28.
I don't know if I trust your sheet, kid. Um, that's
Okay.
crazy. I'm just saying, that's crazy. I mean, you would think Tucker would be a little closer to Soto when it comes to, value. Goodman went next. This is an interesting story because Goodman went for 18. One of the best catchers available. He had over 30 home runs last year, plays in Colorado. Had a really great year. I think he batted 260 or above. Um, really great year, first full season, really. For Goodman, he came through. Maybe the number one catcher offensively last year. Um, $18, but he could have been kept for six. I think
Yeah, five,
five,
five, because he
five.
was a reserve round $0 player for Rick.
So Rick got this gem of a reserve snake draft pick last year. Just a gem. He paid maybe the best snake draft pick last year, just knowing the stats, over 30 home runs and stuff. And
Yeah,
he just did not keep him. And he went for $18 to Tom. Who came in second? Was it Rick?
it was Dan. It
Ah,
was you.
that's funny. I did one Goodman. I can't believe I went up to 17. That's hilarious. I don't know who that was in
My
my body.
my sheet had him at 20.
Yeah, no, 18 is about right for Goodman. Absolutely. I think he's, probably the best offensive catcher that was out there. Carroll went next to Hunter for $50.
Now Carroll was the next best hitter.
Yeah,
For
but if
me,
your
I had
sheet has
Soto,
Tucker at
Tucker,
20
and
something,
Carroll.
what does your sheet have Carroll at?
Carroll was at 27.
Wow. And then you came. Who was second on Carroll, by the way? Who bid $49?
Jesus Christ, it was me.
Ah!
I did it. How fucking nuts is that? That is insanity.
Dude, I wish you would have got stuck with him. That's hilarious. Not that he's. I mean, listen, Carroll could easily pay you 40 something dollar value. Seriously, 30-30, whole bunch of runs, many ribbies. He could easily do it if he's
Yeah.
healthy. But that's a
Well,
lot of
sure,
money. That's a lot of money. You
but
did,
also that's what I'm saying. Like at that point, a bunch of the guys were going.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely. No, absolutely. And then we're getting down there, and that's what I'm starting to think. So then you, after missing out on Carroll, you went $49 on Carroll. Then Alvarez was nominated by somebody, and you snagged him for 32.
Yeah, and my sheet had him at 18.
Wow.
But I mean, yeah,
Well,
just
he's a
he.
guy we all know if he's healthy, he's worth more than 18.
Oh, if he's healthy, if he actually put together a healthy season,
Yeah.
he's a top five player.
Who
But
took you, who took you to
what do
32?
you Hunter?
Hunter. I was about
Hunter
to
took
say
me to
Hunter, the
32.
Astro fan. Yeah, he that
Yeah,
could be a good deal. 32 to me seems about right if he has a healthy season. So I mean, to me, you're obviously playing for health. The next is another big player, Jazz Chisholm. Chisholm went for
Jazz,
$50.
another guy, just crazy. And I had him tagged like a guy that a target, and also like Soto's gone, Tucker's gone, Corbin's gone. My sheet had Chisholm as the next
Yeah,
best hitter.
he was the next best hitter. A guy who says he's going to get 50-50 could easily get 30-30. He's going to score a lot of runs on that team and knock in runs. Baldy got him. Chris got him for 50. Who went 49 is my question.
Garrett went for
Wow. Sure,
49.
the Yankee fan. Sure. And just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. The first 15 nominations, one, two, three, four $50 players. Over 50.
Yeah,
That's
there was
crazy.
money. People had money.
Wow. So then, exactly like you were saying, so then Betts is nominated by somebody, and I got him. I'm a Betts fan. I like Mookie. Um, I thought his year was fine last year. I think he still hasn't. I still think he can do better than he did last year. I don't think he's out of gas yet. I know you may think differently. And but
No.
18 seems about right for him, I felt.
Yeah, my sheet had him at 18.
Oh,
Rick came in second at 17.
yeah, I felt good at that, but and not wasn't necessarily targeting him, but I was getting to a point where I wanted stars, guys who could shine. And Betts is a guy who could easily be worth 30, right? He could.
Sure,
Sure. I like the way you said
of
that.
course.
See,
Yeah,
absolutely. Tasca Hernandez then went for 11, and then Amaya went for $4 to Hunter, and then Bryce Harper went for $42 to Dan, me.
And I bid 41.
Wow, that's right. That was the start of our back and forth. Um, Same thing. We're getting down, and there's been a lot. We have four $50 picks, a few $40 picks. I'm just like, I want a big hitter. And I think Harper still got some juice in the can for sure. And, he's these veterans who do it year after year after year. At the end of the year, they're going to have those stats pretty much. You know what I'm saying? And so I wanted Harper. I just at that point I was like, there's not a lot of big guys left. I want Harper, and you and I went. I think we went back and forth like five or six bids at least in a row at the end.
Well, yeah, there was definitely, I think there was like three or four of them.
Yeah,
And that was maybe the first one. Yeah, because this was getting nominated now if we're going from your list. And yeah, just like everything, Soto has gone, Tucker's gone, Corbin Carroll's gone, Chisholm's gone. On my list, Harper was the next best hitter left.
exactly. And I
And
felt the same way in my different list, but I was like, there's no big hitters left. So that was a big duel. We were across the room from each other, which was perfect for it. You know what I mean? It's like, whoop, 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 whoop. Next up was Naylor for 34. That seems high to me.
yeah, that's definitely high. But I mean,
He could deliver
but
34.
Rick went to 34. I went to 33.
Wow, interesting,
Oh,
Steve. You could have had Carroll and Naylor,
yeah, or Harper. If I
or
went, who knows,
and
right?
Harper. There you go. Your team's totally different now. Um,
And I was second. I was second on Tatis.
oh my gosh, that's hilarious. So
Yeah,
you
I
went to
was ready to
40.
spend money.
You were, and for whatever reason, people kept outbidding you, and you just wouldn't do that other dollar. So then, to finish off my first column, then you have Cease at $10 to Mike, which could pay again. Cease is a guy who could give you high 20 value, and Mike once again getting a guy for undervalue. I feel if he's healthy.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean,
love Cease. I don't love Cease, but I think he's worth more than 10 if he's healthy.
that was a freeze bid too. Mike bid 10, and they got him for 10.
Get the hell out. Freeze it!
Yeah, freeze the first freeze bid. He
Wow.
bid 10, and nobody called him.
Next was Manny Machado for $39. To me, once again,
Who?
I'm looking at the list. There's no big names left. Manny was on there. Who bid
Yep,
38? Who bid 38, Steve?
that was me.
I know.
And
Another back
yeah,
and forth of like once again a few picks back and forth. Me, boom, boom, boom.
because yeah, at that point, now he was the best hitter available.
Right, and I did target Manny. I wanted Manny or Tatis. And when I looked at Manny's stats, once again, I'm a big believer. It's like this guy's been doing this for 5, 6 years in a row or more, or whatever. It's like he's still young enough. He's going to do it again
Yeah,
at the end of the year. It's what he's going to do. And I looked at Manny's lifetime stats. It's like, if is that what he's going to do by the end of the year? I want that. I want that. So Manny, I didn't want to go to 39, but I figured I'd have to go high 30s, mid 30s. You took me there, so that was a big one for me. So once again, for me, that's spending a lot of money right away, pretty much on Harper and Manny, and but I had to get those guys. I had to get those guys. Buxton went next for 35.
yeah. I had Buxton at 21, which even for me, when I read my sheet, I was like, I don't want any part of that. I don't give a fuck what he did last year. I don't care. I'm not buying it. So he was not a target of mine at all. But Zach got him for 35 and Tom went to 34.
Blew me away. I'm watching him. I'm with you. I can see him going in the 20s. I don't want any part of that either because of his injury history. If he's healthy, he could easily be worth in the 20s. Probably could even get up to 30. But I was so surprised it went up so high. So Tom took him up to 35. Chapman was
Yep.
next at $6. A really good get, even in a solds league. Chapman, if he gives you what he did last year, that's a steal at $6.
Yep.
Um, Connor Griffin, then, who didn't start the season in the majors and came up and had a good first game, but now he's struggling. It's just early going. ten
He
dollars
got
to get it.
nominated that early, huh?
Yeah. Who nominated him? Can you see?
I can't see that.
So
Oh
Garrett
wow.
got him. Maybe Garrett nominated him. I don't know. Um,
Garrett got him, and Mike went to 9.
9. I was surprised he was nominated that early. Will Smith for
Yep.
$13 to Hunter went next. That's a fine $13 spent, right?
Yeah, the Will Smith, the Dodger catcher. Oh,
Yeah,
actually that was a mega steal
I think
because
so too. He's worth like high 20s, isn't he?
mine had him at 24.
Yeah, okay, sure. I put
But
him at
I
26,
had
but
I kept I already had a kept catcher, and I there were other catchers that I was targeting later for cheap money, that so I kind of was like I was torn on that. I wanted to get in on it because it's so fucking cheap, but there were catchers I wanted for much less on the money. We'll see. I don't know. But that's a
I,
great deal for
I I was a
Hunter.
great deal. I was surprised later when I was reviewing. Why didn't I bid more? Who went 12?
Garrett.
Garrett. Yeah, I that's a steal. I mean, Will Smith plays 135 to 140 some game. I mean, then next was
Yeah.
Marcy. I got him for Marcy. I don't know why I got him for 6. Abrams at 26 for Tom seems about right for me.
Yep. I mean, DJ Abrams. How much you go to for 20?
26.
26. Okay, yeah, there I see it. Yep, 26. Hunter went to 25 on CJ Abrams. Hunter had him last year, so I could
Well,
see why he'd be in.
right.
And
Sure. Well, he gives you good stats, but besides that low average.
yep, and low RBIs. I mean, there's so many players these days who can go, like, let's say 80 and 80
Yep.
with 20 and 15 and a 250 average, right?
Yep.
There's actually quite a bit. 80, 80, 20, 15, 250. And there's so many of those types of guys, that 15, 17, 18, $20 or whatever. It's the guys that can go 30, 30, 90, 90, 265. That's actually a huge difference.
That's a huge difference, and it doesn't seem like it is, but a very big difference, and worth
Yeah.
$10 more for sure. Abrams, a guy I think he hit 260. Give those good stats. He only hit 240 something last year. You got Gray, the pitcher, Sonny Gray, 7. You got him for 7.
Yeah, and he was not a target of mine,
This was
but
there when you took him.
my sheet had him at 19, and I like most of the only projected stat I don't like is his ERA. I think his whip and his K per nine and his wins and his innings and Ks will be solid. The
Yeah,
ERA I don't expect to be all that great
I think for seven
for seven
dollars. Yeah, for seven
seven
dollars.
bucks.
Yeah,
And he'll be
why
like my
not?
fourth or fifth best pitcher.
Yeah, yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. Peralta for 22 to Ed. I like Peralta was one of the better pitchers out there. 22
Oh yeah,
seems to be like a decent deal actually.
I am. Yeah, Peralta at 22 is fine. Going in, I had Scooble, Gilbert, someone we haven't talked about yet, and then Peralta. So I had Peralta as the fourth best pitcher available.
Right. 22
So
seems like, not a steal, but a good deal I think for Ed
yeah,
who won 21.
Hunter.
Hunter Devers to 22 for you. And it's funny because I've heard you bag on Devers so much. And here it is, you end up getting him for 22.
I wasn't super excited about it. I
I was
really
like,
wasn't.
who bid 21?
Eddie.
That's funny.
But
Well, Eddie still
at that
likes
point,
him.
really,
He doesn't. He
this was
isn't.
at this point, and there were still other guys ahead of him that were
Yeah,
like right higher on my sheet.
yeah,
But as far as like, hey, who do you think can hit 30 home runs and drive in 100 RBIs?
sure, Devers.
There's only a few left,
Yep,
and I hadn't been able to spend any fucking money. So at some point, I have to spend the fucking money,
right. Well,
right?
Devers at
Because I
22 is fine. He's probably even worth even mid 20s, I would say, easily.
yeah,
Yeah, no, that's a
like
good. 22 seems like a good deal. It's just funny because you bag and have bagged on the guy so much, but now he's part of your team. Seager then went for 14. That seems to be a good deal, especially if Seager's healthy.
Corey Seager for 14 to Tom. Rick took him to 13. My sheet had him as dun 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 -$3.
Well, hold it.
How do,
What?
how
What,
do you
what
feel
is?
about that?
I feel your sheet is bogus. I mean, I got to be honest with you. Negative. I mean, it's like, listen, it's a five category league. He's going to hit 0.83 and have zero ribbies. Come on, look at his track record. There's no way
Okay,
he's worth -$3. That's ridiculous.
okay, just listen to this. This is what it's saying. We'll go through the projection. I mean, I believe you.
Yeah.
But okay, let's say it's 510 plate appearances, 441 at bats. Okay, 441 at bats is the projection. 71 runs, 26 homers, 67 RBI, 2 steals, 284 average. And they're basically saying that's like a replacement player.
Okay, so I'll tell you this. Last year he only played 103 games. So, but you're hoping for the year before 2024 he played 132, year before 156 games, year before 2022 145 games. But if you get 132 games out of him, you're happy. In that 2024 season when he had 132 games, 123 games, he had 475 at bats,
Okay, yeah. And what do you do?
68 runs, 74 ribbies, but he had 30 homers and he batted
Yeah.
278.
Yeah. So, yeah.
But
See what
okay,
I'm
so
saying?
I agree. He's not maybe worth 30s or even high 20s or even maybe even low 20s. But he's not worth -$3.
Mm, mm, I mean,
No.
in a
A guy
no,
can't hit 30 home runs for you and be
in a
-$3.
I feel what you're saying. Yeah, I got you. I just, and I'm not saying I agree with everything either. Like you have to impart your own what you're going to do with this input,
Absolutely.
right? Like I believe it or I don't.
But
But
if he goes back to 2022 and gives you 91 runs, 33 homers, 83 ribbies, and bats 250, you take that and it's worth $14.
but there are players projected, and it's all projections, and that's what's great about baseball, right? No, you don't know. You don't
Absolutely, you don't
fucking
know.
know.
You don't know.
The greatest player in the world for 7 years can have a down year. It happens.
Absolutely.
But
And listen, yeah, finish your thought.
well, let's say like there's other guys, like say there's other guys, similar things 70, 70, 20 and 10,
Yeah,
25 and 3,
right. But
you
you're
know?
drafting Seager for that 30 home run potential. You're hoping he plays more than 102 games, hoping he plays 130 games. Because in 130 games, he can hit 30 home runs. But listen, I'm only playing devil's advocate because I've had Seager and I was not in
Oh,
on that.
yeah.
I
And
was
also,
not in on that, dude, because he gets injured all the time.
and actually, my thing was, I'm sorry, I'm terribly sorry. The -3 thing. I had
It's
him for
funny.
11.
Okay,
Yeah. And
negative
the
three.
-3 was the
No,
difference
it
because
was good. It
I
was
have that
good.
column sorted.
It was very jocular. I mean, it made me laugh very much. Well, no, listen, 11. He got him for 14. That seems about right. I was not in on Seager because I've had him, and who took him to 13?
Rick did.
Right. I wasn't
Yeah.
interested. And then we'll just keep
Sorry, I
going.
apologize.
That's okay. It's hilarious. It was funny. Valdez for 18 to Hunter. Who took him to 17?
I bet you it was me. Yeah, it was
Framber
me.
Valdez, so you lost out again on somebody, this time to Hunter. Hunter also had some back and forths with you. Bichette, you got for 18, Steve. Thoughts?
Bichette, just like Devers. I mean,
Sure.
they were not targets. I didn't care. They were not someone. I think they were, by my standards, they're flawed players. But I had money. I got to get guys. They were the top. Some of the top guys left. What am I going to do? Get nobody in the top 50? No, I
Right.
have to spend money somewhere.
Yeah, no, I really feel you, and I do agree. Bichette is probably worth, 15 to $23 somewhere in there.
Yeah.
What does your list have, Maz?
My list had him at 15. I got him for
15. Yeah.
18.
Yeah. So not bad.
Zach went Zach went to 17.
Luis Robert, Robert, Luis Robert went for 13 to G. Really, if he does what he's capable of, 13's a steal. Of course, it's all about if he can. He's in a new environment. Can he go back to 25, 25, 30, 30? Will he hit higher than 220, 230? But he does have the talent, so it'll be interesting to see. That could be a good deal for G.
Sure, but that one is this one I'm reading correct. This one my sheet has at -$2.
Oh my
So
God.
in my so in my column I have them as a -$15 value difference, which is
Oh,
one of the worst value
oh.
differences.
To me, that's ridiculous. None of these players are worth negative. I think he's worth a roll of the die if he's healthy, but I wasn't interested. Or did I take him to 13? Who bid 12?
You did.
I knew it. See, that's why I just said it because I knew. That's why I set it up like that, baby. I was like, I think I did. Yeah, because I think for a roll of the dice for $10, I think he's worth it. Like, as you know, we don't need to go look, but a few years ago, he was a 30-30 guy and worth 20 something dollars easily. So I think 13's fine for him. I can't believe I went to 12. Yeah, Diaz for Ed at 6. Is that Yender?
Edwin Diaz,
No,
the
Y Diaz.
closer.
No, Y Diaz.
Oh, Yandy Diaz.
Yandy. $6 is like a good deal, I think. It's fine. Stanton to 6. We'll just stick around to the big ones now. Langford for 24.
Oh, Diaz. Oh, by the way, real quick, Yanier Diaz, Yainer
Yeah,
Diaz, I
is
guess,
it
the
Yadier? Okay,
catcher
thank
from
you.
Houston.
Yeah.
Eddie got him for 6. I took him to 6. My sheet had him at $21.
Well, I think he's worth the teens, high teens. I think 6 is a really good deal for Ed. Well done.
That's a great deal. Steal.
Absolutely. Stanton at 6 for Tom. Langford, $24 a Zach. That seems high to me. I know he could easily be worth it.
Langford was a guy that I had targeted, and I was
Who went
ready
to
to
23? Did
overpay.
you go to 23?
I went to 23.
Oh my God, you led the league in second bids. Um,
And
like
and
24
my
seems
sheet
high.
had him at eight. My sheet had him at $8.
Wow, 20, and you
You
bid
know,
23. That is, so you're still looking to spend money. Wow. Yeah, then Suzuki for 7. Wood for 26. Oh, that's the outfielder for the Nationals.
yeah, I didn't like that one at all. Garrett took him to 26. Garrett went to 25.
I think he's worth
I had him
maybe
last year.
12 to 15.
Yeah, my sheet had him at 11.
Yeah. He
He
had a
he
horrible second half if I remember.
fell apart
But
like
they
a
just fell off the
horrible,
table. Fell off the table. Absolutely.
like
26
like
seems high.
a 37% strikeout rate type of thing.
Wow, that's
You know, it
crazy.
was bad.
Duran for 28 then. And here again, I'm going to laugh a little. So, first of all, listen, I think Duran for 28 is about right on target if he gives you what he has done in the last 2, 3 years. Maybe a little high. But you have bagged on him too.
Yep, I did. I mean, at least this one I had targeted. Like I
Yeah,
did not have Devers target, and I didn't
you've
have
bagged on Duran
Bichette
many a
target.
time. Who took you to 27?
You did.
Yep, I
He's the
wanted
one of the few
Duran.
guys I got from you.
I think it's one of the only ones you got for me. They're back and forth. But I had him in the high 20s. Don't you 28's about right? What do you got him at? 25, 26?
Oh no, my sheet's very low. You
Really?
couldn't guess. Yeah, it's
11.
got $6.
See, I don't know if I meant to, but I think your sheet's bogus.
But
Reagan's from,
listen, now
yes, go
this is
ahead.
this is what it's saying. This is what it was projected. And this is all possible. It's not like outlandishly bad. 72 runs,
No.
15 homers,
Yeah.
63 RBI, 22 stolen bases, 263 average,
I see
492 at
I
bats.
see more stolen bases. I see a possible 20 homers, and I definitely see more runs and ribbies. But That's my take. I'm not your sheep. Um,
Well, I agree with you.
yeah,
That's why I fucking paid $28 to get him.
absolutely, and he's on your team, and it's hilarious to me. Him and Devers have lockers right next to each other. Reagan's for 23 to Mike. Um, Reagan's is the guy I had last year. I really like him. He got some injury possibilities, but he's got such a big upside for the Kansas City Royals. 23 seems about the going rate, maybe even a little low.
Yeah, I mean, I had Reagan's. He was right there. Skubald and Gilbert Reagans. I had Reagans ahead of Peralta.
How much?
Mike,
Your
Mike got him for
sheet.
23. Eddie got him for 22.
Oh, Eddie, second last bid. And Reagan's is worth what on
My
your great sheet?
ugh, $13.
See, again, I disagree. Suarez, third baseman now for the Reds, Tom got for 15. I think that's, there's nothing wrong with that. If he hits 230, 240 with those 30 homers, he's totally worth that for sure.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, and then Dell for four. Then a Rosarina, I got for 11, and I thought that was a good deal.
Arozarena, totally
Yep.
fine right there too,
At
within a couple
Rosarina,
of
I got him for
bucks.
11. How much did you have him for?
9.
9. So, once again, I think he's worth more than 11, but 11 felt fine. Wilson to
And also,
G.
like,
Yeah,
projections are usually, if not always, lower, right?
absolutely.
I mean, if
Absolutely.
you're
Except for the people being overbid. Absolutely. They're always lower. I had
you're
Rosarina last year, and I liked him.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Then we got Wilson for
Hunter went for
6.
10.
Hunter went to 10. Dang, Hunter, but making me spend money. Webb, Logan Webb for 17 to Rick. Seems like it could be a good deal. He's probably worth, I guess he's worth 17.
My sheet had him at 25.
Yeah, see, like I said, could be a good deal. Um,
Yeah. I went to 16.
whoa, yeah. At that point, one of the better pitchers left, right?
Yeah, definitely another guy person who was like wasn't on my list of targets. I was not a target. I'm aware of what he is and how consistently above average he is, and I love the park that he pitches in. Wasn't a target, but I was definitely going to be in at some point because I had money to spend, and he was one of the better pitchers left.
Absolutely. Munoz was nominated next. Hunter got him for 9. And then we got a few big money guys left. Bellinger went for 36. To me, a guy I targeted, I did not want to go to 36. Who bid 35, Steve?
Garrett went to 35.
Yeah, the Yankee fan kept bidding me up from 30 up. It was me and Garrett back and forth a few, and I was bummed about that. I wanted to spend high 20s in Bellinger, so 36 is a little high, but I really wanted Bellinger. He's got 4 position eligibility. I think Yankee Stadium's perfect for him. If he does what he does last year, I'm loving
Yep.
it. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yep.
there's always the negatives that could happen, but I'm taking the positives. Kirby went for 20 to you.
Kirby was a target, and he was the best pitcher left.
Right.
So I was definitely going to be all in. I had him valued at 18. I was super pumped to get him for 20.
20 is great. Salvi Perez, I just bring up because I have Salvi Perez almost every year. I got him for 13. Uh, I think Salvi Perez will continue to do what he does every year, play 140 games and have a lot of home runs and a decent average. 13, maybe a little high. I think it's a good price. Then I got Luzardo for 9.
Yeah, Eddie went second on Perez. He went to
Oh,
12. My sheet had him at 16. So
yeah.
that's a good
Oh,
deal.
that is a good deal.
And Lazardo, you got
Yeah.
Lazardo for 9?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mike took you to 8, and I had him at $16.
Yeah.
And
I
he was
thought it was a
definitely good.
steal. Well, once again, upside, but I thought it was a steal. Luzardo at 9. Really happy to get him, Billy. Bregman went for 13. I wasn't in on Bregman this year.
I wasn't either.
Oh, it looks
I
like it was
read
15.
some
I'm sorry. It
things
looks like
and
it's a 15. Who took
oh
him
yeah,
to
15.
14?
Yep. Garrett took him to 14. Rick
Oh,
got him for 15.
oh, Rick got him for
My
15.
sheet, yeah. And my sheet had him at 9. One of the big
Bright.
things there too, like
Yeah,
if you have
9.
someone who can go like, let's say you have a guy who can go 80 and 75, and 25 home runs, but like zero stolen bases or two or three. That lack of stolen bases these days, that'll chop a chunk of the value off right there.
Yes, I agree, 100%. And Bregman, 15, not a bad deal. I think he's worth 12, but he could be worth 23. Next
Yep.
double digit guy. Well, for a couple low digit, I got Wheeler for 4. I was happy about that. Obviously, we have no idea how he's going to pitch. Albies for 6. I think it's worth $6 to grab Albies. Um,
Yep.
Cam's Romutu for 3. Why not? Come on, he's once again he's not like he used to be, but for $3. Josh
Yep.
Hader for 3, coming off if he pitches like he always has after he gets off the IL, that's a good deal for $3. Quan
Yep.
for 2. Who is that? Oh, then they got Caglione for 12, and that was kind
Caglione
of
for 12.
Caglione for 12. It seems a little high.
Yeah. I
Now,
mean, it
mind you,
is.
big upside. Even articles and mentions like in the kind of category where Kurtz was. You know what I mean? I've seen them compare him to Kurtz and uh, and Kurtz. By the way, as we discussed before last year, I picked him up and dropped him, then picked him up again in May. So he started really horrible and had a fantastic year. I'm hoping the same thing happens to him. But 12 seems like a lot of money, especially when you don't have a lot of money left. And then after that, I don't see any double digit players. Vivaldi 10 for Rick. You got Pepe up for 4. That was a good deal. I got Rogers from the Tigers for $3. I was really happy about that.
Here's some of, if
Yeah,
I sort my hitters by the difference, so like I've got the, bid
absolutely.
minus the value. So the guys I have listed as the biggest positive value on draft day are Yainer Diaz, the catcher from Houston. That's a $15 value beyond what we paid for. Jeremy Pena, who Mike got, the shortstop for the Astros. Mike got him for $2. I had him at 15, so that's a $13 value. Tom got Luis Ariz for $0 in the reserve round. I had him for $12. That's a $12 value.
Wow, nice.
Will Smith was an $11 value. Dansby Swanson, an $11 value. Willie Adamas, $9. Jacob Wilson, $9. Kyle Stowers, $9. Will Castro, $9. Brandon Lau, $8.
$8 better.
Yeah, these are all
Yeah.
like positive.
Yeah, well, Dallas went for 9. So you said you had him at 18, or at least your sheet does. I think that's a little high for Adamas. Uh, but yeah, there were some good values there. Just going looking through at the picks, real quick, and I see E Perez Zach got for $18. I think that's the pitcher for the Marlins.
Yeah, Yuri Perez.
Yeah, $18, and this is after a lot of 9, 4, 5, 10, 7, 5, 7, 3, 5. He got Yuri Perez for 18. Who went to 17?
Garrett went to 17.
Wow, and before that, about 10 picks before that. Garrett got Cruz, O'Neill Cruz for 19. Wow.
O'Neill Cruz for 19. Yeah, I resorted my things, so I don't.
Oh yeah, sure. I think that's a little high. He has a potential if he did like when he first came into the league, but he was bad last
Yeah,
year.
I mean, yep, he did fall apart, but he's also still one of those guys who has high exit velocity and mashes the ball when he makes contact.
Absolutely. And 19, maybe what does your sheet have him for?
Let's see. O'Neill Cruz, my sheet had him at $5.
See, that's what I'm saying. 19 is really high. Now, once again, I don't agree with your sheet. Real
But
quick,
here's what my sheet's
yep,
saying, though. They're saying, like, sure, he'll go 70-70 and he'll hit 20 home runs and steal 30 bases, but he'll hit 235.
Yes. I was not in on
So
that.
70 30, 235. That really shouldn't be that shouldn't be a 19 $20 player.
Who bid up to 18? Who bid 18?
Tom bid him up.
Wow, 18. So, yeah, that's a little high for me. And real quick, we got a lot of picks at the end, some good ones at the end when there were not a lot of money left and people were out of picks. But in the snake draft, do you see anybody that stands out? Correa, Cam Smith.
I kind
Uh,
of like Cam Smith. I like how Hunter ditched him,
I
tossed
love
him
it.
back,
Yeah, he had him
and then got him
$20
for
or something. He would have to spend to keep him or something, and he got
yeah,
him back for
insane.
nothing. Really well done, Hunter. I think Correa is fine for Ed. It's a good snake draft pick. Absolutely. Senga, I like actually his upside as a draft pack. You got
I think that
Clevenger. Yeah,
I think I mean, yeah. I'm just looking. Isaac Paredes, I kind of like him for $0.
that's really good
Jake
by
Berger
Garrett.
for $0.
Who?
I just Jake Berger for
Oh,
zero
yeah,
dollars. That's
for
worth a
zero. That's
chance.
really good. Sure.
Justin Crawford for me, the kid for the Phillies could be okay, maybe.
I like that for zero. I wanted him. I was hoping to get him in the snake draft, but you got him just to make you feel better.
Dingler, the catcher from Detroit for 0. Manzardo, Garrett got for 0. They already ditched him.
Right.
Bo
DeLauder.
Naylor.
I got DeLauder from Cleveland, who's off to a hot start.
Oh, yeah, he did just a bit. Yeah, and he's one of the best values out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Got him in the snake draft. Trying to find anyone else here at the end. I got Andrew Painter for the Phillies, maybe for the snake draft. Arenado, I just bring him up. Tom got him in the snake draft because there's a guy I went for high 40s, maybe even 50s at one point in our league, right?
Yep,
Or, yep, he
he
got him in the
did.
snake draft. For $0, I think there's nothing wrong with that. Might get some play out of him.
If
Um,
anything, 0. I mean, a lot. That's where pitchers went off the board. In fact,
yeah.
let's see. I'll do this right now. If I drag this down here, I can say 35 pitchers. It looks like,
That's an even
and
split. 35,
is
35.
it
Well, there's 70 picks.
27? I missed some then because I got 35 and 27.
Well,
Clearly, I
there's
lost track of.
7 picks, 10 teams, 70 picks. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's very interesting. So even you missed some. There could be a little more pitchers, but about even. Probably a few more
Yep.
pitchers were taken. It was a good draft. Once again, stars and scrubs. A couple people overspending, but you got to get the guys you want. I wanted Harper. I wanted Manny Machado. I wanted Bellinger, and I paid. And how many times do I spend 36, 39, and $42 for three players? Not often.
Maybe one of the three every year. So, yeah, three in a year. I don't think you've ever done that.
I don't know if I've ever done that. I've never done that. And the lowest of those is Bellinger at 36. So 36 or higher, three players. Never did that before. I was never running out of players. Bellinger, I did target. Harper, I didn't target, but I like him. And of course, Manny. I don't love Manny, but I looked at his stats and I'm like, gosh, he's pretty consistent if he's healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. I'm just like, yeah, if this guy's healthy, these are the stats I want. I thought it was a fun stat. It was a great draft. There was a lot of laughing as always. It was really great. Next year is year 20, um, which is fantastic. And I just want to say there's nothing I love more than drafting the DraftMasters auction draft.
It's a great day. It's something I look forward to, and it never disappoints.
Never
Sometimes
disappoints.
I understand it can be a pain or a hassle or an inconvenience as the date arrives for some of us, but when we all make it happen and we all get there, it's a wonderful thing.
It's a wonderful thing. And next year we may be in a different location. I don't know, but that's the Draft Masters 2026 draft, year 19. I'm Dan O'Day. That's Steve Romano. Next, we're going to go team by team. and see who we think might have the best team in DraftMasters 2026. Cheers.
Have a good one.